everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Kathy at Galaxy Crafts. I hope everybody's doing good today. And for this video I'm going to be doing the 3-tier tray set from Let's Resin. Last time I checked it was out of stock. I don't know if they're even still making it, if they're going to bring it back into stock, or if you can still get the frames. They didn't have either one, so that was a little disappointing, but I've had this mold for quite a while and I just am getting around to doing it, so we'll see what happens in the future on that. Hopefully we can get at least the frames still somewhere, because you come with one set of frames or one set for the frame and the 3 molds, and yes, you can use the tray molds. They're great little tray molds, but it'd still be nice to be able to get more frames again. So anyways, I'm just mixed up my resin and getting it separated out. I'm doing 3 different colors, and I'll show you those here in just a moment after I clean up, because I did spill a bunch. So alright, so this one is a glitter. It's Hyacinth from Glitter Chimp. They are no longer in business, unfortunately. So that's not anything I can get a link for you to. I did find some similar ones on Temu. The color's not quite the same. I just got those in, so I'm hoping I can try those out soon. I put way more glitter in that than I wanted to, because that was, of course, you know, the last of that glitter that I could get. So hopefully I can find some that is a better match. And so here I'm just attempting to put some clear glue in it so that I can suspend the glitter so it doesn't all sink to the bottom. And of course this is old glue, so the lids are kind of clogged up. I'm just gonna have to get a new bottle, and that way I don't have to mess with it. So I know there are some things going around where, you know, they say, oh, don't put it in there because it's water-based. You're not putting anywhere near enough glue in there to compromise the integrity of the strength of the resin. The times that I've used the glue, I've never had an issue with it curing. I know Michelle on Glitz and Glitter uses it all the time, and she's never had an issue either. So I don't see that it's a big problem to use it, especially when it works really well. Thank you, Daniel Cooper, for discovering this for us, because it is definitely helpful. And so there, I'm just trying to get the sides filled in so that, to try to avoid bubbles on there. Of course, this is a voiceover, so I do tend to, unfortunately, give things away on the outcomes. I'm trying to work on doing better at that. But I really love that glitter. I'm sad that they went out of business, but I do have a whole bunch of Glitter Chimp glitters, and I hope that them being out of business doesn't keep me from using it, because I really do need to go through some of it. I have so much glitter and so many molds that I've probably never even used, because I intended on doing these videos on a regular basis, and things just kept happening and getting in my way, and hopefully I can get things back on track and start making more videos for you guys more often. So this video, in fact, was supposed to come out for Mother's Day, and it just didn't happen. It just wasn't in the cards. I had too much other stuff going on, so I did give this to my mom for Mother's Day. I had it done. I just haven't been able to get the editing done, and I've been having issues with getting the files transferred off the phone that I'm recording it on onto my computer and having that work and not corrupting and ruining my files. So I had to mess with getting different devices to save it on, because I didn't have enough room on my laptop, and it's just a big mess. So hopefully that is something that will be no longer a problem in the future. Okay, so the first one's done. You saw me slide my little mini cutting board over under it so I can move it over to my heating mat. And now I'm starting on the second one. And I'm just getting rid of some of the top bubbles prior to putting it in the mold, so that way I can use my torch on it because it works the best for me. It's getting about, and I'm using Rumbler's Tiffany for this one. I think it was, no, Tiffany Pearl. Keep wanting to say blue. Don't know why. Um, they're really good powders and really affordable. So if you're just starting out, I would check it out. I get them on Amazon. You actually get quite a bit for not a lot. I'm not sure what their prices are now because I haven't bought any in a while, but when I did buy those, they're around $7 for that container, and it's about 3 ounces. So you get a lot of powder for your money. So definitely check those out if you're just starting out looking for some. It's definitely a good way to get some stock on hand if you're going to be doing this frequently. If not, if you're just playing around with it, I would suggest getting the sampler packs from most companies have them. Let's Resin has it. Rolio has some good ones. Eye Candy, but they're kind of on the higher end expense wise. And I think Marblers has a starter pack as well. I'm not 100% sure on that. But just check it out. It's, if you're starting out, get the cheaper stuff. If you're just doing it for the fun of it and see how you like it, that's what I did. And so now I have a whole bunch of stuff that I don't like to use anymore because it's not as good a quality, but it still works just as well. So maybe the colors are a little bit different, but I don't have much of a problem with even the more inexpensive. However, if you're going to do like the chameleon powders and flakes and stuff like that, those ones I would go with higher end because they do turn out a lot better. But just your plain micas or whatnot. Alcohol inks, I would definitely go with probably Let's Resin. They're not too bad expense wise, and they are a much better quality. I have a bunch of dyes and inks that are off brand that I need to use and go through so that I can get them out of my stock so I can, because I don't like to just throw things away. So of course I did use a lighter on that because it was in the mold trying to get some of the bubbles. I think eventually I sprayed them with some alcohol as well just to pop the bubbles. That seems to be the second best way to pop them other than a torch. Don't want to use the torch on the molds because it will overheat and fuse your mold to your resin when it cures, and then you'll ruin your mold. So you don't want to do that. So this is the next batch. I had to mix that up separate, so there was a break in between. And I believe these molds takes just over 9 ounces, so I mixed about 10 each. Did have some leftovers, of course, and I pour those into separate molds and have little extra tidbits. This mica, I didn't catch the name of the color on it. It's also from Glitter Chimp, I believe is where I got that from. So of course I can't get that one again anymore either. So, but I'm sure there's tons of similar colors to that out there. So, and I think with this one, you'll see coming up here after a bit, I do add a second, it's not a glitter, it's from Marblers, it's called Luna Pearl, and I'll be getting that, yep, I'm getting that right there. It's like a, kind of like the crushed crystal that Michelle on Glitter, or Glitz and Glitter uses. It is really pretty when you just mix it plain with resin. I don't know if I've ever mixed it with another mica before, so I don't remember. I don't think I have. I actually think I went a little overboard on this one, but It is what it is. It's too late now, um, so I'll just get that mixed up, and then of course I'll bring out the other mold, and we'll get that in there. While I'm getting that situated, I just hope everybody's doing good and enjoying your, well, for us here, it's the end of May and I'm in the Oregon in the US. And we're finally getting some warm weather. Not that I'm too thrilled about that. I don't like heat very well, but it is warming up. It's been in the 70s and 80s. We're expecting 90s by the weekend. Um, Coming up. We just ended Memorial Day, so had the long weekend, and so we're finally getting our warmer weather. It came a little later than usual, but I think that's just kind of the way it's happening. The cycle is changing a little bit, so it's kind of been progressively getting later and later in the seasons when the seasons change the last few years I've noticed. So that I'm just pulled out the sides a little bit to try to get that to drain down in there, and of course trying to get some of the bubbles off the top. And there's the little spritz of the alcohol. When I'm spraying it on my resin or using it for resin, I use 99% alcohol. I can't get full 100% alcohol here in the US that I've seen. And even if I could, I probably couldn't afford it. And then, but the 99% works fine. And then I do use a lower grade, like the 70% alcohol, when I'm cleaning, just because it saves on cost. I started doing that here recently since I did get that larger cup that I was pouring out of is from the Let's Resin mixer, automatic mixer for the larger quantities. It's the 32-ounce size. And so since I've been using that, I wanted to get a more cost-effective way of getting it cleaned out well. So, and here they are completed. So we'll go ahead and get those out of the molds so we can see how we did, or how I did. I was really pleased with how these molds turned out. They are very pretty. I only got a hole in that last one that I fixed with, I took some UV resin and I mixed a little bit of the mica powder in with it and filled it in. Don't know if excuse me, I don't know if I filmed that, but we'll see. I think I did, but I don't remember if I put it in here or not, to be honest. So there's that one, and I really love that the pearl micas from Marblers, because they're kind of they're transparent, so they're more like it's more like a glitter with some coloring in it. So sorry, I was shaking the camera because I had to move it a little bit. I don't have a very good camera setup either for my phone, so that's the next thing I need to work on. So I liked the way they turned out. These, especially those Luna Pearl, the pearl micas, I really like those. Oh, I got a little bit of something stuck on the bottom of that. Probably some, who knows, pieces of leftover resin that was on the tray, on the silicone mat underneath. I really like the way these molds have the little spines or braces around the edges, it keeps it from bowing out on the sides, so you actually get a good shape to it. So Let's Resin is really good with their molds, the way they do those. That really is helpful because a lot of trays, they don't have the supports on the sides and they out real well. Out on the side, and then you're either having to put things to prop them up, and then that still distorts it because it only props it up in that section. So it's really nice that they put supports on their trays like that. So but there's that glitter. It's really pretty. That the chunky part of the glitter has a little shift to it, so it's got pinks and greens and blues in there, I think. Doesn't all show up well on the camera, but I can see it when I'm looking at it. So, and of course I have one little ring light that is a lamp basically, so it gets in the way, so I do apologize for the glare on that. Now I'm just kind of checking it out and inspecting to see if there's any imperfections, but I think it came out really well. I was really pleased with those. This is the one that ended up getting a hole in it, and I'll show you that. It'll come up here in a little bit. And of course I did have a little trimming to do on the bottom of those, but I really like the way that Luna Pearl dropped. I was expecting it to, and I just love the shimmer that it added to that. Again, I think I did go a little bit overboard. I shouldn't have put that last scoop in there, but I really think it came out pretty. I'm really pleased with them. This one, like I said, it does have a little hole in that one, so I just took some UV resin and I mixed a little bit of that mica powder in with it to match the color. You don't really need to do that because it's probably not that noticeable. That's the first time I've ever done that, so I don't know. I know that a lot of artists do fill it in with the UV resin, but most of them, I don't think they add anything to it. I think they just leave it clear. So I don't know what the difference is. I haven't tried it. I need to experiment with that a little bit more. So, and this one I was just thinking that maybe I would do a different third tray instead of that purple, because that color that I picked up is I don't remember what color it is. It's another Marblers, of course, but I thought it would match the way the glitter is coming out on there because it's kind of a pinkish color. But I decided not to. I just left it with the two purples and the Tiffany pearl there. So, and of course I chose the Tiffany pearl because the glitter has that little bits of that color in it. So that's why I went with that one. And so here's some pictures for you. Hope you enjoyed that video. I know I talked a lot through it. I didn't feel like putting in music, but thank you for watching. I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.